Okay, Lamai. Today we are going to do something really new. That part is known as friction. So, how to deal with friction? The only way is friction is everywhere. So, how about do you believe that friction is a very good thing or bad thing? How do you think? The friction is a good thing or bad thing? According to your perspective, your point of view. Uh huh. Uh huh. Everybody, tell me your opinion. Uh huh. Good thing or bad thing? Is that friction a good thing or bad thing? Mm-hmm. Good thing or bad thing? Mm. Yes, it is a good thing, sometimes very bad. Sometimes very bad. So the reason is we need friction. We feel like friction is very bad, but we need friction. Biologically very essential. Not only biologically, physically very essential. The reason is now I go. It is all thanks to what? Friction. I will tell you how vital it is. So you are just walking across your living room, and there is a certain younger brother of you. He's a very nasty dude. He has actually sprayed certain kind of like oil. You just trample on the oil without knowing. You are like walking across the living room with a cool style like this. All of a sudden, within few seconds, you will be walking like this. The reason is why that you deliberately or by mistakenly has put some kind of like lubricant on the wall. What is the purpose of this lubricant normally? To reduce the friction. Now the friction is somewhat gone. That means you can walk. Like in cartoons, in many cartoons, you can see now the people running in the same place like this, but they don't run. It is all because of the lack of friction. A good example in most of the time, we actually at least have fallen inside the bathroom at least once in our life. I have many times. I'm not shy to say that. I have many times, but at least like a once in their life, all because of why? Not only in the wet flow comes up with what? Wet flow comes up with high amount of soap. You have that experience. ඔලු පලාගෙන දත් කඩාගෙන තියෙනවා. Okay. So without friction, sometimes we can't survive. Okay. So if I just about to fall and if I just hold on to something, if there is no friction, even though I hold, I just still feel it. Tell why? There is no friction. You need friction actually. So have a good look at. I am going to tie this free end of this one. Free end of this one onto this thing. I'm going to try. I tied it. All thanks to what? Friction. If there is nothing no called friction, I can't tie it. It will automatically untie, getting untied. So the friction is really essential, but friction becomes very nasty sometimes. When we get older, we will lose the what is biology students, you know that in front of the bone, the tender bone part, what is it? I can't remember the name. Cartilage. Cartilage. Cartilage layer is gone when you get older. So what happened? You can't move your joints like your young age. You will feel pain everywhere. Then it is very bad. සමහර ආර්කිලා සියලම ඇවිදින්දි තප ටපස් ගාලා බෝන් සද්දෙත් ඇහෙනවනේ ඇයි ඒ friction. And you will have to buy pairs of shoes and pairs of kind of like slippers all the time if you do many activities by wearing that. Why? The friction will wear those things off. Your dad will have to buy new tires for their vehicles like bike or car or whatever. Why? Because friction wear these things on. And in machineries parts get worn off all because of why? Friction. Sometimes the friction helps us a lot. Sometimes friction creates more problems. So we have to manage friction. Imagine you are on a bike. You run as fast as you can. All of a sudden you are going to take a bend. Within like 2 months you will learn something called rotational motion. In that one you will learn there is a maximum limit of velocity for a bike to or any vehicle to take a bend. Okay. So if you exceed that, you will begin to slip. Wangu keling karනවා කියන්නේ ඕන. You begin to slip and you just keep slipping because of low friction. If the friction is little bit more high, you could have taken that bend. You were wishing අයියෝ තව පොඩ්ඩක් friction එක වැඩි වුණා නම් if the friction was little more high. Now you have fallen. Now how about you have fallen? You die or break your bones or stuff all because of one thing. Why? There is nothing to you to hit against, but still it is fatal. It can kill you. Why? If now the friction is too high for you to handle. Why? When you hit on the tarmac on the tar road, what happens? Your skin will try to cling onto the this tar floor. It exerts a really high frictional force against you that is capable of twisting your hands, twisting your neck, a removal of your skin and all. Before falling from the bike, friction was essential. After falling off the bike, you wish the friction to reduce. That is how the life it is. මං අද උදේ දැක්කා Facebook එකේ පොඩි meme එකක්. That meme was in Sinhalese. Pusek මීයක් කනවා දැක්කොත් අපි පූසගේ පැත්තේ. That means it says like we take the side of cat if we see a cat is eating a mouse, but in the meantime we see again the cat is eating a what? A squirrel. අපි ආපහු දකිනවා පූසා මොකෙක් කනවද? plane එකව කනවා. In that time we are in the side of the squirrel. Life is like that. Honey, can you understand? So friction is also like that. We say like we need friction. We also don't need friction at all. There is a condition in Facebook I saw very recently. Jala kakusagem pravesam bonu. That means beware of water. In that one, the water was named as if for devil. Another time. They say like jala sampata rakagama. Then water droplets was like this, holding to its hip and එකක් හරියට කියපන්කො මම රකුසෙක්ද සම්පතක්ද? It is according to the condition. Sometimes water becomes very fatal. Sometimes water is always vital. Sometimes it becomes fatal. So friction is also like that. Okay, now start to write a very big topic. Friction, very big topic. Friction. Very, very big topic, friction. 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 Okay, quickly. Friction. Jala rakusagem pravesam vonu. Friction. Okay, first of all, let's write the definition of friction. This friction means what type of force? Is that a supportive force or opposing force? Is that a supportive force or an opposing force? Definitely opposite. Okay. Now write this in a new line with the definition symbol. For new students, always try to use this type of symbol or hashtag or dollar sign or whatever specific. Don't write star sign. Star signs are only for important points, but these are extremely important. So especially design symbol use. Okay, now write. The force which preventing or retarding the force which preventing or retarding what? Preventing or retarding relative motion between two surfaces in contact. Okay. It is saying preventing. Preventing means not allowing. You are trying to push certain truck. It doesn't move. Why? That moment truck is very heavy. The friction is just opposing you to push the truck. That is a complete prevention. You can't move it at all. In the next time, it is a very small table. You applied 100 Newton. According to the mass, it is supposed to at least like travel at 1 meters per second, square second at least. But it is moving at 20 centimeters per square second acceleration. Why? The reason is majority of the force you apply has been cut off. It was supposed to go faster now, but actually moving in a slow. That means the yield has reduced. You are doing certain amount of like 100 Newton work, but the output is like 20 Newton. The reason is why 80 Newton is being cut off by friction. That is a retardation. Somebody said he has retarded growth. Why? He doesn't grow at all. When we were in grade 6, there was our classmate, and even in grade 7, he was the tallest. He was like, in grade 6, he was very tall. He was like 5'3". We were all below 5. Abhihari Kotai. We used to look at him like this 5'3" is a very big height for a grade 6 student, most of them. Then all of a sudden, he didn't grow at least like 1 inch after that. Now I am nearly 6 foot, nearly like half an inch is shorter. That means 5'11" and a half. I am very tall now compared to him. We just progressively got taller, and the tallest guy stunted his growth. He has him having what? Retardation of the growth, stopping factor. Retard means reducing the amount. Preventing or retarding. Preventing means not allowing at all. Retarding means limiting. Okay. Preventing or retarding, what type of motion? Relative motion. Here see one surface, another surface. Relative motion. See, these two surfaces are moving relative to each other. This type of relative motion, it completely getting stopped, or kind of like I can hold it like this. Now I am trying to push. It doesn't move. Why? You might say you are holding. Yes, I am holding. But these two surfaces are in contact. Because of why? It is the frictional force created between these two. My fingers are providing one extra force. It is the normal reaction force is increased when I compress like this. Normal reaction force increased. So as the result of the normal reaction force, the frictional force increased by few more times. You will have to realize one more thing. Normal reaction force also play a vital role in where? In friction. Okay, in friction, it also plays very vital role. Okay, understand? Oh. Now write it like this. It is preventing or retarding it. There is one surface A. There is another surface B. You are trying to pull it like this. This one generates a frictional force against. This is the friction. The driving force. Driving force. Friction and driving force. Okay. Copy this. Copy this. Copy this. Preventing or retarding. Now write one thing with a triple star point. Friction is always what? An opposite force. An opposite. It does not support. It is always trying to oppose the motion. Copy this one. Okay. Always an opposing force. Okay, Lamai? Friction is always an opposing force. Okay. Now write friction occur with the didn't completely had during O level. Okay, don't worry. I will explain you everything. In the O level also, I could see that friction was also included in O level too. I can't remember, like there were like two or three bricks kept one after another. You have to pull it with the kind of like a Newton balance and record all of these. Friction was included, man. Sorry, normal reaction force also included. You did the practical too, and you said like it is not there. Very bad boy you are. Okay, now right. Friction occur between two surfaces. Friction occur between two surfaces only because of their rough nature. Their rough nature. You might ask, sir, the whiteboard you are lying against is a very smooth surface. I would say yes. Then you may ask, so this one, the wooden one seem to be really rough, but the other plastic conduit tube is very smooth. When you are trying with two conduits, there would not be any friction at all. See, I slanted. I slanted. Now this slanted means this act as if what? An inclined plane. Even under slant, you know now today we learned there is an mg sin theta. There is an mg sin theta onward. Under this mg sin theta, it should have moved. No? Why doesn't it move? Because am I holding? No, I'm not holding the top one. See, it is fully free. Why doesn't it move? Because there is a considerable amount of friction there. Now I can't move, change the angle more than this, it will begin to slide. See, but on this one, I can make an angle better than the previous one. See, now I can make a steeper angle without it to slide. Why? It has more rough surface. Now it begins to slide. See, it is still not moving, and now it constantly began to move. Why? This is more rougher. In this side, it is more smooth. See, the angle is not that steeper. See, I can make a very slight angle only, then it begins to slide. Why? Even though these surfaces seem to be very smooth, in reality, it is not that smooth. I will explain you. Now, right, in a new line, even though the surfaces, even though the surfaces may appear to have very smooth outer surfaces, seem to have very smooth outer surfaces. Very smooth outer surfaces. Those surfaces are rougher in terms of microscopical appearance. Okay. Let me show you surface. How did I draw that previous surface? Okay, forget about it. What surface did I mark as A? Bottom one or top one? A. Bottom one or the top one? The bottom. Okay. A. This is B. I am going to consider a very small part of it and going to enlarge. When I enlarge it, you can see something very interesting. This surface seems to be really quite not smooth. Kind of rough. Now I am going to enlarge a small part of this. Now you will see. Ooh, very big trenches. These parts may completely lock in with each other. Now I enlarge one part of this. You will see only one part perfectly fitting on with each other. See, now you are trying to put the post here. This one put an opposite post to the other side. It is like Newton's third law, Payani. It is like a Newton's third law, Payani. Friction is not Newton's third law because from multiple points, but each point is a Newton's third law. Combination of Newton's third law. Can you understand? When you enlarge, you can say, all times I said don't have any friction. Yeah. Yes. Now just copy this one. You will get a clear idea for sure. Does ice have friction? In O level, it was said that the doesn't have any friction. No, there is friction, man. If it is particular, then should have some tool. It was related to question about ice skating. No. In O level, we can just assume like not having. In A level, even we are going to assume some surfaces as smooth. Smooth means frictionless. There is no surface completely frictionless. Nearly frictionless we can make. On top of like carom boards, we hit the dices. We always make the carom board like very smooth and we apply a small certain powder on it. Then it will become even having a less friction. And billiard tables, lesser friction. Friction means friction being reduced to very fine way. But there is a certain amount of friction. In ice, the friction is very low for a vehicle to move on another. But there is a certain amount of friction. You can test it with your own by just letting certain two big ice cubes to freeze on in your refrigerator. Then try to move these two ice cubes against each other. You will feel there is a certain friction. Friction එක බිඳුව කරන්නද? Okay. So I keep enlarge, and then I found two surfaces like this. When this surface apply a force from the other applies a force back. Multiple cases of Newton's third law as well as some electrostatic attraction to. No need to think of that much. Okay, this causes friction in it. So now write this in a new line. Now, if you have drawn this, now write the next point. According to these conditions, it is confirmed that what the type of the surfaces as well as normal reaction force does matter. Type of surfaces and the normal reaction force does matter in the case of friction. Okay. In the case of friction. Now, in the next week, we are not having any class because it is Christmas Day. It is a very free day. You can enjoy full feast fully. But on January 1st, I can't again leave you because why? I can't give you two excuses. On Christmas Day, if I again excuse on January 1st, it's going to be very sad. So only on Christmas Day, I will leave you. On January 1st, I will grab you by your neck. So be ready for the class. Okay? Another? Say yes. Okay. And I am planning to have another extra class in between Christmas and January. In the morning time. I'm planning to have another extra class. I will inform you earlier. We need to have one more extra class and finish most of these questions. Panikara questions. It can be a 4-hour session, a minimum of 4-hour session, yes. And another thing I want to tell you. That thing is, we are going to start not the paper class. It is not going to be a paper class. To say it as a paper class, it is too early. Too early to practice the whole paper together because you have a very lesser amount of knowledge. If I create a paper and give you, it is not really effective. It looks like something more unrealistic and sarcastic. I decided to give you some idea about we are going to have a question discussion class until you have a sufficient knowledge to get full paper. right? When your real term test comes, we will be doing first term test papers. Until then, it will be a question discussion class. Okay, very quality questions will be discussed. Get ready for that one. Okay. Now, right, we wrote that those two factors. One is the type of surface, other one is normal reaction force does matter. Better to have an interval about 12 minutes and come back. Okay. So I will give you 14 minutes. Okay. Join back around 10 past 10. Don't miss out the class. If you miss out the class, if you miss the friction, you will find so many hard things in your future. So everybody join back. Now I am going to give you interval of 15 minutes, 14 minutes. Interval. So join back around 10 past 10. Sorry. Ten past 10. We are going to restart the class. Restart the class. And I said something about what? We are about to do here. The nature of friction. I said the very basic nature of friction. Now we are going to go for a mathematical analysis of friction with some physical nature. Okay, Lamine? Have a really good look at now. Okay. Okay, Lamine? I think that everybody is here in the meeting. Just drop me a kind of like confirmation message whether you are in the class. Okay. 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 Right. I told you this friction is varying according to the condition. Condition of what? No. All because of some specific conditions. I said like when there are like two surfaces, if the surfaces are very smooth, when both A and B are smooth, both smooth, lower friction, lower friction, very low friction, and one is smooth, other one is rough. One rough, one is what? Smooth. Moderate friction. Now it is like a very good road with a newly tarred road. Good tar surface is there. It is not rain damp, every dry condition. But the tire is very worn off. It is a smooth surface now. You apply a brake, but the car does not stop. Why? The tire is very smooth now. So here the road is like icy, covered with ice layer. And the tires are also very worn off. You apply brake, But the car doesn't feel any brake at all. It just keep moving forward even after the brake is applied, right? Friction is very low. Now the condition is this surface is rough. This one is rough. Both A and B are rough. Both are rough. Fine. High friction. High friction. You may include these details to your book. You may include these details to your book. Okay. Include these details to your book. Okay, Raman. Quickly, both smooth, low friction. One smooth, one rough, moderate friction. Both rough, high friction. Now, right. Friction is again depend on with. Friction is again depending on with another factor like normal reaction force. Normal reaction force. Normal reaction force. Now, right, when the normal reaction force is really high, when the normal reaction force is really high, frictional force is also high. Okay. Have a good look at. In O level, you learn something like this. You keep one block on top of another block, and you pull it with what all this is called what Newton's balance. You could see friction increases, and it confirmed that friction doesn't depend on with the surface area and others, but with the normal reaction force it increases. Even in A level, we don't have proper explanatory experiments for those, but in O level we had. So they believe like you learned very well in O level and coming to A level. That is why they don't even mention anything about that. But I am mentioning. Okay. Now mathematically, I can remove this proportionality sign. When you increase the force, this one increases. But the frictional force is equal to mu. Mu is the proportionality constant. Ff is frictional force. Frictional force. Frictional force. And mu is coefficient of friction. Coefficient. First time you might hear this word. Coefficient of friction. Don't worry, it is just a name. Coefficient of friction. For any this type of specific conditions like of this. Constants we used to call like coefficients. We used to get that thing 3x. 3 is the coefficient. That is the factor, changing factor, friction determining factor. That is why we call it like coefficient. Unit plus, this is in Newton, but this one is unit plus. Unit plus. So why? Why? Mu equals to frictional force that is in Newton divided by reaction that is also in Newton. Newton and Newton cancel off. Unit plus. Okay. Finally, R is the normal reaction. Normal reaction. Okay. Normal reaction. Understand? Okay, Ramai. Mu R. Let's do simple question to firstly understand this concept. Very simple one. Very simple one. Now, right. Find out the amount of friction. Okay, keep writing. Only take like another 20 seconds more. No more than that. Okay, now right. An object kept on a table, horizontal table, is pulled by certain external force. And the limiting friction. Limiting friction is certain maximum value. Because I didn't explain you about limiting friction yet. Certain maximum value. Depending on which frictional coefficient of 0.5. If the normal reaction is 100 Newton, find out the frictional force, maximum frictional force. Find out the maximum frictional force generated by the surfaces. Okay. After this, I will explain you all these three: limiting friction, static friction, and dynamic. Firstly, get a certain normal. Start to this one. What is the frictional force you found? And the reaction is said 100 Newton. What is the friction? Yes, very good, easy one. Very easy one. F equals to mu R 0.5 multiplied by 100. Frictional force is equals to 50 Newton. Very simple one. It is a very simple question. Okay. Copy this one, please. Very, very simple question. Okay, Lamai? Very simple question. Now write. Now write. I think I gave you enough time for you to copy this thing. Okay, now write. So the friction may vary with three different occasions. Okay. I will explain you. There is a box. Kept on certain table. You have certain what? Newton balance. This is a digital one. On the digital Newton balance, you can read the forces in numerically. Imagine like this one has like 10 kilogram. Okay. So the Newton balance is capable of reading. So you initially add like 10 Newton. Imagine like you add 10 Newton to this. It does not move. You can see now why it doesn't move. Because this flow applies the similar force. If you are trying to move like with 10 Newton, it is applying another 10 Newton back. That is called frictional force equals to 10 as well. You just keep increasing the force. Like this. External force, external, frictional. Okay. You just keep increasing. Okay. Here it is like you apply 10 Newton, this gives 10. You apply 20, this also gives 20. This applies 25, this gives 25. Sorry, let's get like 30. 30, 30. 40, this one also gives 40. Wow. Whenever you ask, that gives. It is like you are asking pocket money from your mom. Your mom gives you 20 rupees. You say, hey, 10 rupees. 10 rupees මේ අපි ගිමු කොහොමද 100 වලින් ගියමුවා මේ දවස්වල සමහර ළමයින්ට 1000 වලින් වෙන්න පුළුවන් රිච් අම්මලා හැමෝම රිච් නෑනේ let's say like you ask for 100 rupees your mom gives you 100 rupees Then 200. You still say, look like this. 300. 400. Then 500. It is like, now you apply what? 50. Now this is just about to move. Now it is about to move. You can feel now. When the Newton scale shows 50 Newton, you can see this one is just about to move. Just about to move. Okay. Now the problem is when you apply 50.5, the other one, the other force has 50.1. 50.1. Now, ironically, object begins to slide and the force will drop to like frictional force drop to like external force is 50.1. It begins to move and the frictional force just instantly drop to like wow 40. Just drop to like 40. But you feel really wonderfully. All of a sudden, it increases. Whenever you demand, it gives. Demand, it gives. Demand, it gives. Demand, it gives. Mom is just about to give up. Mom, you are asking like 500. Mom is just about to give, and then instantly dad comes. Look at the pansiya thing. Then we have to see ya. Apa sarvata see ya killer. It is something like that. All of a sudden, when you just increase to 40.1, 50.1, it instantly became 40. Wow. How can it happen? Do you have any idea? Do you have any idea? That limiting frictional force instantly turned out to be dynamic friction. Remember, dynamic friction is lower than always. Limiting friction is the maximum. So the other one instantly dropped. Okay, friction dropped. Friction dropped. Wonderful, no? Alright. Mega daganna vote taker. Medica dagan. Drop this one here. This is the maximum. Maximum. This is the maximum. Include all of these details quickly into your book. Okay, Laman? Okay. Copy? Did you copy all of these? Today, I think my network is pretty bad, kind of like that's why you don't see the images very clearly. Oh, the fog is there. What the fog. No, it's not because of the fog. I think the signal level, bad signal level. Okay. Copy. Confirm one more guy, whether you copied or not. Huh? Okay, now I'm going to show you these details in graph. Write this. Graph of variation of external forces with variation of external forces versus frictional force under certain what? Certain constant normal reaction force under certain constant normal reaction force. Okay, have a really good look at. If the normal reaction force changes, it would definitely change. Okay. If your normal reaction force does not change, it will reach to a maximum frictional force in Newton, and the external force that is in Newton. This is the maximum FL, limiting friction. The maximum, and drop again and continue. This is called FD, dynamic friction. During this instant, we used to call FS, the static friction. Remember one thing, limiting friction is also a part of what? Static friction. It is also non-moving. No, non-moving means stationary, static. Basically, there are two parts, static and dynamic. Limiting friction is the maximum part for the maximum force that you can find in. Okay, here there is the limiting coefficient mu static. Here you have the spring, what is constant? That means the coefficient of friction as mu d dynamic. Copy this graph. Dynamic friction is always lesser than kind of like limiting friction. Okay. Okay. Now I explained you everything about I got a cramp like situation. What? You got a cramp? What? Seriously? You got a cramp? Oh my god, very bad. Very bad, boy. Oh, you pushed too hard. You told me you are a karate guy. Then you should be a very strong dude. Okay. Now have a good look at. How the friction changes. Okay. Now certain situation like this. Have a good look at. In this scenario, write this. When a book kept on a table, when a book is kept on a table and an external force is applied, frictional force may vary as following. And we know one thing, R equals to mg. What is the maximum force, limiting force? M limiting is equals to mu static times R. Here, what is R? R is none other than mg. Only for this type of scenario, we can write the equation rearrange like this: mu mg. Mu mg is only applicable for this type of scenario. mu mg is only applicable under which type of scenario? Ane? Okay, Ramai? Ane? Mu r equals to mu. Sorry, not r. This is my bad. Not r. Sorry. Frictional force. Frictional force equals to mu mg, not r. My bad. Frictional force equals to mu mg. Only for this scenario. Only for this scenario. Okay. Now write this in a new line. Find out the maximum friction for a 10 kg mass which is kept on a surface, horizontal surface of coefficient of friction of 0.6, coefficient of friction of 0.6. Copy this one and write. Very easy. That's great. I like that. Okay. Frictional force is equal to mu mg. So the maximum friction is going to be 0.6 times 10 times 10. So the frictional force is just 60 Newton. Very easy. Very easy. Okay, it is only valid for this scenario. If there are no other forces, it changes. Okay. Now I would like to ask you how friction would act if it is in an inclined plane. Now write it. Now the same 10 kilogram mass on same type of surface is kept on where inclined plane kept on an inclined plane, kept up on an inclined plane, find out the maximum angle that can incline without the 10 kg mass to get slipped over. Okay, now it is going to be a different case. If you are wise enough, try to find. There can be a maximum angle. Let me show you the scenario first. Okay, see. Now these two conditions. This other one is lying on the first one. Now you can see I can make the angle. This is the maximum angle. If I change the angle, you can see it is going to slip. See, if I change the angle for a while, you can see it doesn't. It is about to slip. Okay. Vidusana and Pehan. Right, everybody. Yes, mass is 10 kilogram. I am asking the angle. It can have a maximum angle. The mass is 10 kilogram. Actually, you will learn that mass does not matter. You will learn that mass does not matter. You will understand mass does not matter. There is a theta max. Theta max. You don't know what is max. It is like mg here. There is suppose like mg sine theta. Okay, I told you one thing. Friction is always an opposite force. Now I'm trying to pull this to right. Where should the friction occur? To the right or to the left? I'm trying to pull it to right. Definitely to left. Right? Okay, here now see this inclination make a force like mg what? Mg sine theta alone. Mg sine theta tries to move this downward. But friction keep pulling it upward. Don't slide. Stay there. Don't slide. That's how the friction screaming. Friction is screamingly saying don't. But at one point, it is no more deniable. It is sliding. Understand? Very simple, man. Very simple physics it is. Friction කියන්නේ ළමයි හිතනවා අම්මෝ හරි අමාරුයි කියලා. No, it is not that hard. Very easy. So now have a good look at frictional force FF. Okay. Now there should be another force R here. There is another one. Mg cos theta. Mg cos theta does matter here. In the previous calculations, it didn't. Why? We never need R. Now we need Y. Why? We never know that frictional force is none other than mu R. And here R equals to what? R equals to mg cos theta. I hope you understood. Emani, have a look at R equals to R is the normal reaction force. That is equals to mg cos theta. Okay, these two are equal. See, this is R, this is mg cos theta. These two are equal. So R equals to mg cos theta. We know that the friction is maximum friction is mu R. R equals to mg cos theta. Now the equation may change like frictional force equals to mu mg cos theta. I know you understood this. This is equation number 2. Now the driving force is external force is what? Mg sin theta. Okay. Now this is equation number 1. These two equations are equal now. Once these two forces are equal, and this is the maximum, it can give more. Now it begins to slide. In that moment, what is it? Equation number 1 equals to equation number 2. Have a really good look at. Mg sin theta equals to mu mg cos theta. Okay, m and m cancels off. G and G cancels off. So we know one thing. Sin theta over cos theta. I can bring this cos theta to here. Cos theta equals to what? Mu. Only mu. So mu equals to what? Sin theta over cos theta is what, Lamai? That is tan theta. See, tan theta. This is none other than tan theta. How to get theta out of this? Theta equals to mu tan inverse. Theta equals to 0.6 tan inverse. You could understand m does not matter. See, m out of the equation, m removes. If it is 10 kilogram, if it is 100 kilogram, if it is million kilogram, doesn't matter at all. Here in the equation, weight does, mass does not matter. Only thing does matter is what? The coefficient of friction. That is the thing which keeps limiting the stuff. Okay, tan theta 1. So let me apply that in my calculator. If you have a kind of like a logarithmic table book, I will show you. Wait. I do my classes in my institute. If you know any student who is a maths student, O level, our O level maths is Nirosan Prasad sir. He does online classes too, and he had some mathematical table books, natural tangents. We need to find what is that hidden one. It is nearly. You can get this number. I don't know whether you can see. It shows like 30 degree, 50 minute, and 58. 30 degree and 58 minutes. Angle is 30 degree, 58 minutes. In the logarithmic table, let me get tan inverse of this one. See, I'm going to find out arctan inverse of 0.6. Let's get the answer. Wonderful. See, I get the very similar answer. See, 57 minutes and 49 seconds. That means nearly it is 30 degree, 58. Can you understand this logic? If you could understand this one, no frictional question can trick you. I'm pretty sure. If you understand this after watching the video at least, no frictional question is going to trick you anymore. Okay. Right. Here there are many questions, but I will give you simple questions as your homework. Firstly, you have to practice very simple questions to try really complicated questions in this one. The inclined plane questions are all covered with friction questions, but these are very almost hard ones, very hard ones. I need you to kind of like try very simple questions first. So try to answer these conceptual questions given in the page number 14. You will understand the basic theory behind it. Then try the examples given in page number 15. Examples are also very hard ones, very hard ones. Now you may try these very simple questions given in page number 16. It is not that simple either. You may try everything until the page number 17. Page number 17. You may try anything until to page number 17. There are hard ones. So keep doing. If you feel very hard, you can ask me for help. But in extra classes, I am going to discuss these things and some more hard questions. Haha, could not complete 21st. Don't worry. There are many. මම දෙනවා තව ප්‍රශ්න මීට වඩා තව ටිකක් දෙන්න. ඔයාලා ප්‍රැක්ටිස් කරලා ඉවරනාට පස්සේ බය වෙන්න එපා ළමයි. Join with me. I always train you to do the hard. Starting with simple, then intermediate, then hard. Because in the A level, they don't say lullabies to you. බබා ගණන් නෙමෙයි දෙන්නේ. ආයෙත් ඉතින් වා බොන්න තරම් හිතේනවා දෙනවා මේ friction. A level. A level. The structure question. Okay. Now for the new students, let me know if you didn't receive this tute yet. I will give you this tute. මගේ නම් මේ පාවිච්චි කරලා පිටු ගැලවිලා ගිහිල්ලා තියෙන්නේ. But they are very beautiful ones with me. So like this one, see, very recent one for the 2025. So nice ones are there. Only thing is, let's wind up for today. So Merry Christmas and wishing you very happy upcoming New Year. And I am going to have a New Year Day class, but it won't be a very lengthy one, like very long 3-hour class. It's going to be like 1 hour and 30-minute class, because I can't leave you alone for 2 weeks without doing anything. But in between Christmas and New Year, I'm planning to have another extra class. That's it. And students, God bless you all. Let's officially meet in the new year. Officially. Okay? Officially. I'm not saying like in the unofficial extra classes are there. So officially, let's meet in the new year. God bless you all. Bye-bye. Okay. Bye. Bye.